What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to take a look at a Geppetto game, and I specifically picked Geppetto as my hero during this game because I wanted to try to force summons. Summons is a comp that I haven't really respected that much, and it's gotten a lot stronger recently, especially in the mid-game, and I wanted to see how summons could work on Geppetto, which is a hero that is also pretty strong in the mid-game and can definitely take advantage of these summons. And we'll start by picking up a Polywoggle, which leads us into picking up Mad Mim. Not super summon specific yet, but Mad Mim is going to work well with summon-related comps, so it's a great unit to pick up to start things off here, and maybe we will get that Polywoggle Slay if we are lucky enough, but not going to be so lucky, unfortunately. So we'll be moving Polywoggle to position 4, so that way we are not trying to slay with it this turn, and we'll pick up a Sherwood Sure Shot and a Black Cat, which are honestly pretty nice additions to add to the board. Black Cat obviously really great on Geppetto, and then just to have a ranged unit in the first position as well will potentially give us the chance to get back in this, because we're already taking some damage. We are losing this lobby already, but I think we are setting up some nice things. We got some strong units despite not being super strong right now, and fortunately, some of that bad luck is going to continue. We are going to wind up walking away with another loss on this one, 50-50 to lose or tie that one, but the Sherwood Sure Shot gets attacked into, so just a little bit unlucky. But we'll move Polywoggle to position 1, and then we get a pretty interesting shop here, and I think what the play is going to be is to just take this Shrink Ray and then pick up the Lucky, selling off the Golden Chicken for this turn, and then in future turns we'll figure out if we want to next turn I think we'll pick up the Humpty Dumpty and the Baby Root, just because those will basically be free. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the Polywoggle Slay again, so a little bit unlucky here, but we only wind up taking 4 damage on this combat as we lose to my opponent's Mad Mim, but a little bit unlucky nonetheless. But now I'll pick up Baby Root, I'll pick up the Spellweaver, and I'll pick up the Humpty Dumpty, and then I'll wind up rolling, trying to round out the board for the turn. And this is probably a mistake, but I roll into this pair of Spellweavers, and I should note that I'm not just trying to force summons this game. I picked Geppetto because it would more easily push me into summons, but if some other things come up, I'm willing to take those too. That said, I think this Spellweaver triple is probably just a trap. It's just a little bit expensive. Doesn't actually get me that much more power on the board, so ultimately probably should have just avoided it. But we're not going to wind up getting too punished, partially because we've also added the Humpty Dumpty to our board this turn, so that is going to give us some nice power, and actually will let us walk away with a win here. After we take out my opponent's Minotaur, we are able to just Spellweaver them down and take out that awakened princess. Polywoggle will get the Slay. That will turn into a Vulture, and that is a really good unit. I'll also pick up the Spellweaver, which is discounted by the Lucky, so we didn't spend that much on picking up the Spellweaver. Wasn't too bad in the end, and Merlin's Hat will then allow me to cast a Gingerbread House on the cheap. And then we are going to roll, and we are going to see a True Love's Kiss, and I'm kind of into True Love's Kiss. There's also a Polywoggle in this shop, which could be kind of cool alongside the True Love's Kiss, or I could just like TLK the Vulture or something like that. But what I'm going to wind up doing is selling the Sherwood Sure Shot and picking up the Polywoggle in the last second, and even though we're about to rank up, well, we get owned by this Earthquake here, so it doesn't really matter. But the idea was also this would like clear a spot in the shop. I don't really know what we're doing. Like I said, I don't love to play summons, so maybe that's why I'm defaulting to just this Polywoggle party. But we wind up tying this combat, so not too bad. And then we Get to pick up some cheap units here, and then I think what I'm going to do is just grab Heartwood Elder and True Love's Kiss that, and see if that gets us anything interesting. The Vulture certainly should be pushing us towards summons though as well, so I do want to consider summons as an avenue to victory. And then we also do have like Water Wraith or something. That could be another angle to look at, and Water Wraith I think is one of the reasons that you might actually want to consider playing Geppetto right now. But we're just going to go for these Polywoggles, and then I will also go ahead and put in a Shadow Assassin. I'm only playing 2 animals, and I feel like having some ranged units could be good with the Rotten Applewood. And then I also wind up putting the Vulture into slot 3, but it gets sniped by the Sherwood Shore Shot. So just a little bit awkward there in that regard. Does look like we're going to be pretty strong this combat, but my opponent just a little bit stronger than my ranged units in the back. So they'll take us out. We'll take 6 down to 21, and then we find another True Love's Kiss. So let's True Love's Kiss this Applewood, and then we find a Bear Stain, and it's like, okay, I get it. Let's play summons. And now we'll actually make a pretty reasonable effort to go into summons. Definitely a weird game here. A lot of polywoggling and True Love's Kissing, but I think one of the reasons to kind of more familiarize yourself with comps that you might not otherwise play is sometimes you're going to find yourself in weird positions like this where you find the Bear Stain, you find the Vulture, and you find the 3 big pigs all off of just random transformations, and then it's like, okay, well, how do I make the most out of this situation then? And what can we actually do with this? So that's what we're going to be looking at a little bit in this one. Polywoggle is going to slay, so that's going to give us another upgraded tier 5 unit. That's kind of interesting. And then we've got these pigs, and we've got these Bear Stains, and we're just making some large summon stuff happen here. And we're going to get some more pigs off of that Polywoggle. That's pretty sweet. You might also notice there's another pair of Polywoggles in this shop, so I'm going to sell 2 things, pick those up. Don't really know what's going on here, but hey, it's a Polywoggle party, so everybody's invited. Let's just pick up all the Polywoggles that we can and see what we can get to happen. And now we're just rolling. I mean, I'd love to find XP because we do have this Merlin's hat, but nothing is really jumping out to me here until I find another Polywoggle. So I'll pick that up, and I'm just going to bench this Polywoggle for now because next turn we will be tier 5, and then we can try to slay with this Polywoggle and grab an upgraded tier 6 unit. Then maybe that could move us out of slays, because you know I hate playing slays, and get us into a better comp. But yeah, just a very silly game with this one. Tried to just play summons and wound up just being a crazy Polywoggle game, but it's working out pretty nicely for us. We could pick up Time Flies here. That would be pretty good with Geppetto and summons in general. And then the other thing that I'm eyeing up is this Sporko, because that can just give a little bit more attack to Polywoggle. And then of course it's also good with slays and stuff. So it's going to give us a little bit more stats for this turn. Polywoggle is indeed going to be able to slay, and it's going to become a unit that is also pretty good with summons. Now, this isn't really what I would call the summons comp, but now that we've got an upgraded pumpkin, I am going to move into the pumpkin comp a little bit more than really focusing on the Bear Stain of it all. But pumpkin comp is also something that I think is really good right now, pretty good with Geppetto, and yeah, just strong in general. So definitely happy to be able to pick up pumpkin here. And now I'm just going to be looking for like more scam related things. I'll also take this the end, probably just throw this on the Water Wraith and try to grab some more things with that. We also grabbed a 9 Sea Terror off the 4 Glory. So I'll be looking for another one of those to grab a tier 5 treasure, and we'll just grab a Cupid for now. I think that the rest of this game, and one thing that I talked about specifically for this reason too at the beginning of this video, I don't think I play the rest of this game super optimally. Potentially want to lock for Medusa there. There's a lot of different interesting decisions and mistakes or I don't know, probably, yeah, just mistakes that I make. But one thing that is interesting with that is the pumpkin comp isn't really a comp that I have as much experience playing, especially not since pumpkin was reverted back to a tier 6 unit. So because of that, it's good to try to play pumpkin when I can, because I do definitely need a little bit more experience in playing it. And I'm really just rolling for more pumpkins right now, but I also like things like Cupid, and I'd potentially take some rotten apple trees down the line. I wind up finding a rotten apple tree here, though I don't think that's exactly what I want. Yeah, I mean, it's fine off the Mix-a-Whizzle, but basically I want some higher tier evil units. I'm even going to put in the 9 Sea Terror, just so that way my pumpkin spawns some more things and I'm just more likely to scam my opponents. And that's basically what we are just going to go for here. And yeah, like I said, I don't have too much experience playing this comp, but that means that it's a good idea to try it out, so that way you're learning and you're figuring out what is good and necessary in this comp. So kind of an interesting thing there. Court Wizard will trigger if your opponent attacks their own things because of Cupid, but we get a huge scam on my opponent here, hit them for 25 and just get a full kill shot. So pretty nasty stuff there. Eyeing up the Medusa at this point because I'm thinking that I just want to scam people, and it's probably better than Sporco. That's not really doing too much for us. So I'm going to sell off the Bearded Vulture, pick up a Medusa, and throw that in. And I think that's good. Then I'll go for a Drink Me Potion. Don't really see anything here that I'm super excited about, but I'll just cast Potion of Heroism on the Medusa in case that lets it, take out a buffed up statue or something else. Oh, I actually throw it on the Sea Terror. Okay, never mind. And then I think I'll wind up casting this Wormroot on the Medusa after we grab Staff of the Old Toad. And that'll just, give the Medusa a little bit more in case we lose the Needle Nose Daggers. But basically, the plan here, I mean, I'm trying to just roll and find more pumpkins. And Staff of the Old Toad, kind of cool with pumpkin because it helps you find high-level things, which just helps contribute to the scam of it all. And a bunch of monster books there is definitely a scary way, a scary thing to face down, but that is going to be enough to scam my opponent here. And then we're on to the finals. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to Shard of the Ice Queen this Doom Breath, or this Bear Stain into a Doom Breath. Then I'll pick up another one, and I'm just hoping that with the Staff of the Old Toad, we can maybe triple that, find some nice treasures that can just help us move along our way here. And I'm going to double or triple up on the Cupids. And I think I'm going to take Monkey's Paw. I think Ambrosia could also be good too in case I pick up another pumpkin. Monkey's Paw is kind of awkward because I'm not actually sure if I want to play down a unit, but I don't really have to play this 9 Sea Terror, and giving everything a bunch more stats could be pretty good. So I'm thinking I'll run with this for a little bit, and now all of the pigs that I'll summon will be bigger, all of these Doom Breaths will be bigger. It's a little bit awkward as my opponent does have a Soul Tack Ancient, so it's going to reduce the efficacy of some of my stuff here, but I do still have some pretty large pigs. Those are nice, and then everything in the pumpkin is going to be bigger as well. So that is going to be enough to find a win, though it won't find a kill up against the Mad Hatter. So just have to do that one more time. We were 80% to win. hopefully we can stick with that. Singing Sword seems like it could be good too. Could also take Mimic Chest. I think that could be reasonable, but I'm just going to go Singing Sword. Now everything in my front row gets plus 15 attack. So I want to be making use of all of these tokens and things that I can spawn. Realistically, the Doom Breath isn't that great. We saw that they had Soul Tack, but again, a little bit of this is just not being super used to playing this scam comp. And then I go with a Hermes Magic Beans as well, and that's not super great for us either. But I think that we're still strong with everything else going on. I do wind up backlining the Cupid and moving the Medusa up a little bit more. Maybe I should have just put Medusa in the first position though. That might have been stronger for us. My opponent's gonna nab the pumpkin, which is a little bit awkward, but Medusa gets to take out Soul Tack, and our units are just way too big for my opponent to deal with at this point. So there we go. Not sure if that was a scam, or honestly it just kind of felt like a summons comp by the end, because we have all of these summons related treasures, and then we've got Geppetto and these big pigs. So really, I mean, this was pretty similar to a summons game in the end, despite trying to pivot off of that a little bit. But that is going to be it for me today. Hopefully I will have a video for you guys tomorrow, but basically, just to catch you guys up, this was the last video that I recorded before getting sick, like the last gameplay, and then I've been doing all of the coverage, obviously, after getting sick, and it's been taking a little bit of my energy, but I'm able to do it still. But I haven't really been playing, and I've actually been sitting at about 3980 as far as my rating, and just haven't played the past few weeks. So even if I play and just get like a top 4, that'll make me mythic, but that's also kind of just why I've been avoiding it for the most part. We do have the tournament coming up. I believe that when this video goes live, yeah, the tournament will be like today or tomorrow. So might try to get back into the game a little bit and start trying to see if I am able to play it, but not expecting huge things from the tournament or for future content. Might have to take a little bit of a break on that front. I appreciate all of the support that I've seen in the comments over the past week as well. It's really just, and you could probably tell, unfortunately, in this video, but I'm just very stuffy right now, and then just a little bit tired. So just been trying to get sleep and stay healthy, drink lots of fluids and medicines and things like that, but stay safe, and I will see you guys soon. If not tomorrow, I might be taking a little bit of a break, like I said, but yeah, subscribe and we'll have some more videos back for you soon. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.